So this game is against a team that I've shut out, I think 3 times this year, maybe. And like I've shut them out on all my different teams for this league. So it was kind of fun. They lit me up in the summer for like 9 goals or like 10 goals one game. So then it was nice to get a little revenge. But when that happened, they were missing one of their best players, and he's one of the best players in this league, and he scores me basically every single game, guaranteed. And we'll see what happens in this one. So if you're buying hockey equipment and you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description. In the US, check out the links to Pure Hockey. In Canada, check out the links to Hockey Supremacy. If you click those links and make a purchase, I get a kickback from the sale. So anything that comes back from that comes right back into the channel, so I can make more content and doing like real reviews and stuff. I got buy gear to do a lot of the tests for it, so that costs money and it would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel without buying anything, check out links in the description to Patreon, buy me a coffee. Everything through there comes again back into the channel, so I can make more content and doing real reviews.
Yo, ready for this?
For the Tigers, they're like a good enough team where if they play well, they can beat anyone in the league, and have like the lower teams they should pretty easily beat. But then we kind of play at different levels all the time, so it's kind of hard to like. Sometimes it's just weird where like they sometimes just don't show up and don't seem to really, not to put the effort in, just nothing really going and stuff. I mean, people just have bad days, and that's kind of what it is. But for this game, it was kind of like similar to that. Just we should have just absolutely dominated, and they didn't really. But you could see at the end they kind of just tallied on the goals and like took the lead, and that was kind of it for the goals. The first one, there was a couple people in front, and I didn't know it was like it got tipped to that high guy, and that high guy is a very good hockey player, and it was a nice shot. There's not like much I could do there. I tried to push out, I tried to cut down the angle, and it just, the bounce and everything, it's a hard play to read right because you think it's going somewhere else, and it bounces off someone, goes a different direction, so it's kind of tough. And then the second goal, I had no idea that guy was actually even there. I was watching out front and trying to figure out if that pass was going to come out front. There was a guy backdoor who they couldn't even hit from where he was, and they made a really nice pass to the guy who always scores on me. I mentioned that he did this game, and he instantly shot it. That was a really nice shot. I was not on like covering that short side, and because I was worried about that like play out front, which wasn't really there, and I should have been covering short side, but I don't want to just lock myself into RVH when a guy's behind the goal line, because chances are he's not going to shoot from there, and he can't really score anyways from there. But it was a nice pass to a guy, and he got it off really quick. It was a nice goal, and it's one like where I want it back, but it's a nice play, and I probably should just stopped it. But it's like, what do you do there really? Because if that person who was backdoor moves somewhere else, and I just lock myself into RVH, then any pass that comes out front or like behind the net, you're more stuck. So it's kind of a balance. And in this play, I probably should have just stuck to that post and held it. It would have been no issue, but I didn't. So yeah, overall I was like fine with myself. I got lucky on a couple like 2-on-1s and stuff, and it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a super busy game. It was just like one of those nights.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.